Chapter 6, Andy's Story. At the ice cream parlor, I get a double scoop chocolate ice cream, but as usual, Terry can't decide what flavor he wants. Hurry up, I said. The readers are waiting. I'm sorry, he said, but there are 78 flavors here. I don't want to make the wrong decision. Maybe you could ask the readers to help you choose, I said. Great idea, says Terry. I'll do that. I'll have one with the lot. Thanks, Edward, says Terry. One with the lot coming right up, says Edward Scooper hands as his scooper hands go into super high speed scooping mode. He scoops and scoops and scoops and scoops and scoops and scoops and scoops. Finally, Terry's ice cream is ready. That's a lot of scoops, I said. I know, he says, but the readers all suggested different flavors and I didn't want to disappoint anyone, so I decided to have them all. Make sure you don't eat too fast, I say. You don't want to get brain freeze. I won't, said Terry. I'll eat really slowly while you're telling the story. All right, I say. There goes. Here goes. Once upon a time, there was a little boy who had the most horrible, terrible, meanest parents in the whole wide world. They were very strict and had all sorts of boring rules and regulations that they forced the poor little boy to follow. For example, they made him wear shoes, clean his teeth, brush his hair, wear a hat when it was sunny, and a coat when it was cold. They made him help out around the house, do his homework, eat with a knife and fork, and wouldn't let him stay up all night whenever he felt like it. It was clear to the boy that there was never going to be an end to his parents' unrealisable rules and regulations, and he decided that he had no choice but run away from home. So he did. The little boy loved his new life and was very happy, which wasn't surprising because he didn't have to follow his parents' boring rules anymore. He didn't have to wear shoes or brush his hair, wear a hat when it was sunny, or a coat when it was cold, or go to school, or eat with a knife and fork, and he could stay up all night whenever he felt like it, which was pretty much every night. He found or borrowed all the food he needed and became very good at building all sorts of self-worth, especially treehouse. One day, however, when the little boy was in a fancy restaurant borrowing some food, he accidentally knocked over one of the tables. An angry waiter chased the boy out of the restaurant, down the street, and across the park. Eventually, the boy came to a lake where there were lots of swan-shaped paddle boats for hire. The little boy couldn't afford to hire a paddle boat, of course, So he borrowed one instead and he headed for the far side of the lake, pedaling as fast as his little legs would pedal him. That he didn't realize, however, was that the lake was not really a lake but an inlet connected to the ocean, and he was carried far out of sea. He floated in this paddle boat for many days and many nights before stopping that looked like a small island with two hills in the distance. He paddled toward the island, but as he drew closer, he saw that it wasn't an island at all, or it was a boy floating in an enormous pair of inflated underpants. Hey, said Terry, I've got the pair of inflatable underpants. I know, I said, because that boy was you. Oh, that's right. And the boy in the paddle boat was you. You rescued me. And that's how we met. I love story with the happy ending. But that's not the end, I say. It's not? No, because then we were captured by Captain Woodenhead. Who's Captain Woodenhead? Says Terry. You know, I said, Captain Woodenhead, the pirate. Pirate? Says Terry. I hate pirates. Speaking of pirates, said Jill, coming to the kitchen carrying Captain Woodenhead's wooden hat. What do you want me to do with this? It would make a great hat for our scarecrow, said Terry. I didn't know you had a scarecrow, says Jill. We don't, said Terry. But if we did, this hat would be perfect. No way, I said. I don't want to see that man's head ever again. I hated him. Yeah, said Joe. So did I. Oh, did you know him too? Said Terry. Yes, don't you remember? I was on board his ship when you and Andy were captured. I'll never forget my first sight of you, Terry. You looked like you were wearing a nappy. It wasn't a nappy, said Terry. I was wearing emergency self-inflating underpants. They get a bit baggy when they deflate. And Andy was so scared that he was crying, said Joe. I was not crying, I said. It would just spray from the sea. But how come you were in Captain Woodenhead's ship in the first place, Jill? Says Terry. Well, that's kind of sad story, said Jill. Oh, goody, says Terry. I love sad stories. Okay, said Jill, but you have to wait until the next capture. Oh, said Terry, disappointed. Don't worry, said Jill. You won't have to wait long. It's just on the next page. Yay, said Terry. Goodbye, see you soon.